Collaboration. Now, it sounds easy to say, but of course, you're working on a creative project. You're all by yourself. It was your idea. And then you're supposed to collaborate. You're supposed to get advice from other people. How can anybody else understand what you're working on? Well, those questions are up to you, because you've chosen a creative screen enterprise, which means eventually you're going to be getting someone else's money to make your project. And that person is going to have opinions. So you might as well get used to the idea of collaborating, listening to what other people think. You're not under an obligation to immediately jump in and do what they say, but it's worth listening to what people think, especially if they've written comedy before. So you get some really good things out of collaborating. It can be as a co-writer or as a sharer of your work with someone else. So you both work for free as you help them with their script and they help you with yours. So it doesn't cost you a single cent, especially if you make them pay for the coffee. But the good things are that you immediately have a broader skill base, because nobody knows everything. Not even about comedy. We're yet to even scratch the surface. So it's a good idea to have someone, usually one, two people at the most, who you can bounce your idea off. And it means that more people at the table looking at your idea have more knowledge about other ways we can go about it. You also get support, and it's not just, somebody calling you up and saying, it's going really well, you're really creative, you really are the genius we've all been waiting for. That's very unlikely to occur, but there will be times when you don't want to write, when you're out of ideas, you've given up, it's all too hard, and you think, oh, what will I do? But that is the moment when your collaborator or collaborators call you on the phone. Hey, how are we going with that movie script, with that sketch, with that TV show idea? So sometimes the thing advances because you are a collaborator and there's somebody who's keen on the idea. It's good to be reminded. And also you get extra perspectives, because nobody knows everything, but also there might be ways that your script is working that you haven't noticed, or ways that might help it along. Either way, working with other people, collaborators, can really make a difference. Now, when you're working with a writing partner or co-writing a script, it helps to have a couple of rules that you obey yourselves. You can make your own rules, but ones that can work are very simple. For example, I've worked on scripts where we basically have an agreement that if we're arguing about what's going on in the script for more than 5 minutes, then the idea goes. So if people are still disagreeing about whether this is a funny joke or that's a funny character, tick tock, ding, 5 minutes, we come up with a new idea. We start from scratch. You may not want something quite that draconian, but you can come up with your own ways of having these rules of engagement with each other. Conflict is inevitable, and sometimes the best way to get rid of it is just to get out the eraser and start again. Most creative projects are going to require some kind of collaboration, either with a professional editor taking orders from above, and then when you're filming the thing, then actors will come and they'll have ideas because they're creative and they've done this before too. So as soon as you've had your idea, it's worth accepting collaborators. the opinions of others, because you remain the writer, and if there are two of you, you both together remain the creators of the project. But collaborating will get you there easier, faster, and so long as everybody gives the good news first. Oh, it's an amazing idea. Who would have thought? A vampire running a nightclub. Fantastic. But there are a couple of problems, like where did the vampire go halfway through? What do you mean it's asleep? It doesn't make any sense. So it's good to butter up a writer if you're working with them before you tell them, mainly it's not clear, it's not making sense. And why is a nightclub in the middle of a country town, or whatever it might be? So collaboration, get into it, and emotionally surrender to it. It'll be much easier for you.